think when we are in very vulnerable positions in our life, it is very easy to think that we could just spout out all of our trauma, all of the things that we are going through, all of our problems to somebody else, even when we are just getting to know them. I remember there was a time where I really wanted to make friends. I was going through it, my mental health was all over the place, and I just felt low all the time. A couple years ago, I tried to befriend this person. And what I decided to do, what I thought was best, was to tell them all about me, was to tell them everything I was going through, list off all of my problems, and then ask them if I could be their friend. Now, what's wrong with this is one, you're putting yourself in a very unsafe position. It is common knowledge that people like to throw back your situation on you. And what I mean by this is if you ever get in problems with the person you're opening up to, if you ever have a falling out or get into an argument, what you told that person in private at your lowest, when you are most vulnerable, they will bring it back up and use it to attack you. Now, you or me may not be quick to spout out other people's business, but you'll be surprised how easy it is for people to talk down on you based on what you told them, because now they feel different. And it is so easy for them just to flip that switch and let out what they truly feel. Maybe they might have felt like you were weak, or depending on what you told them, they feel disgust. And for them to throw it back on your face tells them a lot about them, but also teaches you the lesson that you need to be careful with who you open up to. The one thing that I think gets heavily overshadowed is the fact that we don't think about how the other person should reply. If you've been in this position, you understand. Somebody's unloading every single thing that's happened to them on you. And you feel sad, you really feel for them, but you don't see a cape on yourself. You're not some sort of hero. Anything you say, you can't even make it better. So what are you supposed to say when you've got all of this dumped onto you? And we always feel like that. I'm not a hero. What can I do? Even though it's wrong to feel like that, even though there have been many times where I've definitely been there for people where it's definitely been hard for me. I tried to do the right thing, but you know how it goes. So why is it that we feel like it's okay to dump all of our baggage onto somebody else? Because what are they supposed to say? They're sitting there looking at their phone, or maybe if it's in person, it's even worse. And they have a lot to process, too much to process. And they don't want to say anything to hurt you. They don't want to say the wrong things. But what is the right thing to say? What is the right thing to say? And especially when there's somebody that doesn't know you that well, who are you to expect them to be there for you? I think it is okay to open up to people. I don't think if you open up to a girl, a guy, then they're instantly going to get put off you if you're trying to talk to them in terms of a relationship. Neither do I think that it will stop you from embarking on a good friendship with somebody, but I think it's important to take your time when opening up. You don't know how this person is going to react. This person doesn't really know you that well. What is nice is when later on, as you know somebody or getting to know somebody, you tell them something and they say, I didn't know that. Or they might say, thank you for telling me, or they might appreciate it more because they know you, they're closer to you. When you are almost a stranger to somebody, they do not care if you're opening up. You're only making it unsafe for yourself, and you are only making it hard for them to answer. It is so important, even though it's common sense for some of you not to be so quick to open up to people that do not know you that well. You need to open up to people that already know you or people you think you can trust. You can't be so easy to think you can just trust somebody because of what you want. That is a mistake I've made so many times, and I had to learn from it the hard way. People will always advertise themselves as someone they're not, or at least someone brighter than who they truly are. No, not everyone is a bad person. Yes, you can trust people, but it's going to have to take time for that facade to wash off or for you to find out who somebody truly is. One principle I have is that it should take you a long time for you to give somebody 100%. Because let's face it, it is a gamble, especially nowadays. Forget nowadays. Forever, it has been a gamble to fully trust somebody. Do you know how hard that is to do? You might not, because you might just be trusting anybody, but it is incredibly hard. And narrowing down if someone is trustworthy, I mean, that's self-explanatory. I don't need to explain why that is so important. But I think the importance is can you trust this person not to talk about your business to other people? Everyone loves drama. Everyone loves drama when it's not about them, and everyone loves to be entertained. When we tell people every single thing that we've been through or stuff we are currently going through, there is at least a surface level entertainment that it brings them. So you should be asking yourself, can you trust that person not to be entertained by your privacy? Can you trust them not to be entertained by your story? And I don't even know why this happens, but even for me, when somebody tells me something, I have a thought in my mind where I want to tell someone close to me. And it's so strange because they're obviously telling me something private, especially if it's one-on-one. And I don't know why we do things like that, but it's very important to fight that urge, because it's not nice when it happens to you. When everyone knows your business, when you're just trying to have a heart-to-heart with somebody and it's being spoken about, and it might be a vocal point for some sort of entertainment. Because you never know how someone truly feels when you open up to them, especially if you don't know them that well. The biggest thing for me is the idea of being heard. And I know what that feeling is like. Sometimes we don't worry about what the person will say to us. We just want to let out all this baggage. We want to let out everything and fully unload, even if somebody is just listening to us. Because sometimes all we need to do is let somebody listen to us, and that will help. But I'm telling you, you need to pick and choose. Be very picky with who you let listen to you. You need to safeguard yourself and stop being so easy when it comes to opening up to someone. Look, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to ensure and make sure that you are safe. My channel is all about reminders, common sense. It's not about me teaching you something. It's about me reminding you something, because there's so many things we need to remember. It is easy to forget. At the end of the day, you come first. You can open up to people, but you need to be very wise about it. You don't want somebody to be entertained, spreading your business. You don't want somebody to put back what you told them onto you. You don't want them to rub it in, smudge it all over your face when you told them something private, when you once felt vulnerable, because that's going to make you feel very weak in that moment. And you also don't want to trauma dump on anybody, because when it happens to you, it is not a nice thing. And that's happened to me a lot. And do you see a cape on me? No, but you see the username. Anyway, that is totally not related. I see a lot of you asking if I have a Spotify podcast. Look, I don't have a podcast, but yes, I do have a Spotify podcast. And I just upload the audio files from these videos to Spotify. It is always in the link in my description. So make sure you go to the description, you tap on it. I might put it in the comments sometimes as well, because I get that asked a lot. But I'm having difficulties with Spotify because it's not really letting me upload all my audio files. So bear with me. Some of them are not on there, but they will be up there soon. Anyway, make sure you are keeping yourself safe. Make sure you don't open up to anyone. Otherwise, you're going to look like a clown. Be safe out there. That's me for today. My God.